So, I've been through hell. A lot of people offered to help but didn't understand. They didn't understand that yelling at each other shuts me down, and I let them know, and they still do it. They didn't understand that when they told me that they would help me how I needed, in specific, that I invested what little I had believing them. The volunteers pulled a lot of fucked up shit. Most of my friends proved that they're not my friends. They proved that I don't mean shit to them, that they don't care about my quality of life. They proved to me that they want me dead. So does my dad. So does my mom. So does my older brother and my little sister and my aunts and my uncles. They all want me dead because when they could have done something, they didn't. They didn't try to understand. They didn't try to listen. That's the thing. Miss Peaches, she's the only one to make any real effort. A lot of people that made effort to help me how they wanted, but their addictions got in the way, or their screaming got in the way, or their family was more important. That family thing, that part at least I get. I've done a lot of mean things since Natalie died. Well, I've said a lot of mean things since Natalie died. These people knew exactly what they were doing. They've done it to people repeatedly. And that's the thing, is that the things that happened to me didn't just happen to me. The officer who assaulted me in the Boulder Hospital, the things that they did to me, they do to the homeless people frequently. It's good money for the hospitals. It's good money for the prisons. It's good money for the jails. It's good money for the county. Now, there's other people who were able to fight this shit, but they got help. Now, there's a grand total of 3 people before Natalie was killed. Well, no, that's not true, because at the beginning of December, I started telling everything. Because I needed people to understand. Prior to that, I didn't tell everybody about the accusing me of rape and accusing me of child molestation and accusing me of fucking stalking bullshit. I kept that between me, Natalie, and Alicia because I didn't know how far it had spread. I didn't know how many people were involved or any of that. What I did know is that no matter what, the police refused to take a report. There is not a single inmate in any pod that I was on that cannot testify to the fact that I was trying to get an investigator there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not even one. You can ask every fucking inmate. They all hate me because they didn't get no goddamn sleep. I don't give a fuck if they got any sleep. That's our rights. People meet me in person, they're fucking surprised as shit. Now, Shannon Alvarado, I tried telling her a couple of times about her alcoholism and how it affects me, and she snapped at me. Every time I tried to explain what was going on, it was her turn to bitch. It was her turn to complain. It was her turn to cry. She gets all emotional when she's been drinking. Most people do. Teresa Orn should have known better. Shannon Alvarado. She can't stay sober long enough to hear a thing I have to say. In both of the previous videos that I had conversations with her, you notice she keeps saying the same thing. That's why I repeat myself. Most of those videos, there's things that I said repeatedly in so many videos. And they're like, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's because they didn't pay attention like they said they were. They didn't care like they said they did. I told Rayanna's stories for a reason. She kept offering help that I needed, and her husband kept on being a dick. When she said, Sean, he's not mad at you, he's mad at me. The problem is, he wasn't snapping at her the whole time. I mean, he did snap at her, but he kept snapping at me, throwing tantrums because I was there, slamming things down and fucking snapping, slamming doors. Fuck that guy. Derek Parrish proved he didn't give a fuck. So yeah, I went through every fucking thing that I could to try to get him to listen. JoJo Taylor in specific, actually. She's the one that was friends with Maddie. She's the one that offered to help. But she's also the one that, in Montana, couldn't stop giving me those pretty fucking words. And people got their own ideas about shit, and they think that if they keep on repeating the same shit over and over and over again, that it's going to make it possible for me to do those things. Sean, you need to get a lawyer. You got any idea how much shit I've gone through trying? Sean, you need therapy. I fucking know. I've been to therapist after fucking therapist. I need a lawyer. Michelle Rodriguez won her case today against Officer Lolatai, the same one that assaulted me last January. Derek Parrish and Lexi Woods taught me today and yesterday that no matter what, I'm not worth shit to anybody. When I invested everything that I had to take JoJo Taylor that hammer that I made, I legit invested everything I had. What she paid me for that hammer wasn't even close to what I invested into it. But that wasn't the point. That wasn't the point of the hammer at all. That hammer was just an excuse to go see my friends and to try to explain what was going on. But Derek wanted to throw a fucking fit. Joanna Taylor asked him to stop. His mom asked him to stop a few times, and he wouldn't. See, I was all sorts of frustrated, and my words didn't come together perfectly, and he spent 2 days treating me like shit over that. Then he accused me of trying to headbutt him. See, that's the thing. He wanted to fight. I started crying. You know, I invited him outside to talk, and he just wanted to scream at me. I thought he was going to hit me. And I'd have been fine with him hitting me. Whatever it takes for him to quit being a dick over whatever the fuck it was that I had said that pissed him off so much. So much that his mom asking him to stop wasn't enough, and that his girlfriend asking him to stop wasn't enough. I went to hug him and he fucking got me in a headlock. Was he in the wrong? No. At that point, no. I got physical with him first. I didn't actually get my arms around him. But, I legit thought he was gonna hit me. He'd been at it a while. He just needed somebody to take his aggression out on. I begged Joanna Taylor to fucking help me. I begged people to kill me when they didn't help me, when they went out of their way not to hear what I had to say. Joanna would only text me. People take shit wrong in text. A lot of people were going out of their way to try to distance themselves as much as possible. A lot of people I love. Joanna Taylor and Derek Parrish being a couple of them. Lexi Woods being another. The cops wouldn't look at any evidence. The public pretenders wouldn't look at any evidence. I threatened to sue them. The judges in Arapahoe County wouldn't allow me to get a different public pretender. I basically had two choices. Either sit in jail until I was no longer able to gain access to any of the evidence, or take a plea deal, because they wouldn't do their goddamn jobs. No matter what, they weren't going to let me have an honest day in court. They wanted to hide the wrongdoing of Officer Lolatai, but Officer Lolatai isn't the only one who did wrong. He's got 3 more cases coming up. The one with Sammy Lawrence and the one with Zaid Atkinson are 2 of the big ones. Michelle Rodriguez won hers. This is going to cost the county a lot of money, but it's not going to do me any good. Because the officers have stolen so much evidence, destroyed so much evidence, and ignored so much evidence. Them fuckers at Clearview, they played victim. They should have never put those drugs into me. My dad, instead of snapping at me and yelling at me and being pissed off that I wasn't doing what he wanted me to, I did what he wanted me to. I took this goddamn vehicle. I went to those goddamn appointments, knowing that they weren't going to fucking do me any good. I knew there was a possibility I'd get food stamps, and I got food stamps. I knew there was a possibility that I'd get a state medical card, and I got one. But without somebody in my corner, it didn't matter. I didn't know anybody up there. People say you'll make new friends. No, I'm not able to. I'm fucking overwhelmed. I should have been in a treatment center for the fucking trauma that I've been put through before Natalie was killed. I wasn't right enough to drive. I'm still not. But I am right morally, and the things that I said I told the truth about. Natalie Bollinger's family went out of their way to twist and contort, manipulate, and lie to try to take things completely out of context. And instead of people looking for themselves, they just took what the Bollingers said and assumed it was the truth. I beg people to kill me for a reason. It's because they prove they don't care. Shannon Alvarado can't stay sober enough to listen to a goddamn thing I have to say. And even if she could, she'd get drunk and forget it all anyway.